Hi, everybody. So last we were looking at a cell where the DNA is in the nucleus, makes the mRNA by transcription. The mRNA leaves, goes to the ribosome, and instructs the order of amino acids. We have transcription in the nucleus, translation in the ribosome. For this to work, for the order of bases in your DNA to actually determine what order of amino acids you're going to put together, and therefore what you're going to look like, there has to be a universal code. That is, the cell needs to see UUU, that codon in mRNA, and know that it means a particular amino acid, one in the world. Whether you're an oak tree or a paramecium or a human being, this is UUU, that instructs for a particular amino acid. And in that way, the DNA that you inherited from your parents can instruct the particular amino acid sequence in the proteins that make you who you are. That code is universal for all living things. And today in this video, I'm going to show you how that code works. Now, I can tell you that if it's UUU, I know without a doubt that this amino acid is going to be something called phenylalanine. There's nothing inherently important about the name. It might as well be called Jack or Susan. It doesn't matter. It's just the name. It's just named phenylalanine. Now, how did I know that? Well, there's this table that tells us what code, the scientists have figured out what code all living things follow. And if you look right here, the first base is U, and then U, and then U. You can see that one, and it's got this nickname, Phe, which is short for phenylalanine. So if we look back, we know that UUU being here means phenylalanine is here. If, on the other hand, it had been UGU, then the amino acid that would be encoded for would be cis or cysteine. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to use that table. Let's assume that we have a DNA that looks like this. So in other words, the molecule that's in blue is AAA, TGA, TTT, TCA, CAA. First step, have to make an mRNA. So this DNA, we have to make an mRNA. Well, what matches to A? Well, if it was making DNA, it would be T, but we're not. We're making RNA, so it is U. So the first set of letters that would have been made would be UUU. In other words, if this had been AAA, the red part is UUU. And then the next one would be ACU. And so on, until we get an mRNA sequence. That's transcription. Now, we have this strand is DNA, and this strand is mRNA. This table is almost always, unless they tell you otherwise, codons. Do we find codons on DNA or mRNA? mRNA. So we're going to look at this sequence, the mRNA sequence on the table. We're not going to use the DNA sequence. This table does not say DNA and their amino acids. It says codons and their amino acids. So we have to go to the mRNA and we look up UUU. And as we looked before, that's Phe. ACU, well, we have to go to the first letters A. So we'll go to this row right here. And the second letter is C. That'll take us to this box. ACA, oh, it's threonine, THR. So I'm going to put a THR in there. The next codon is AAA. So let's look A. We have LYS. That's short for lysine. So we'll put that in. Now the next codon is AGU. AGU. That encodes for serine. And then GUU. GUU is valine. So if we had a particular DNA of this sequence that we inherited from our parents, in other words, if that sequence had been here, it would have encoded for a particular amino acid sequence that would be here, and then every 3 bases would encode for a particular amino acid. It's the table that's going to tell us how to get from here to here. And that's how we got from AAA, from the DNA, making an mRNA of UUU, instructing a tRNA to bring in a Fe. And that is how you use the table.